Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about Quant. I've been hearing about Quant, but most of the time whenever I hear about it, I just push it off as some project that I'm not really interested in. However, due to the global economic situation that we're going through, as well as macroeconomics, all these macro events, I took a closer look at Quant. And could this project be one of the hidden gems that no one's really talking about? Let's dig into it. I'm going to show you what I found and what my final conclusion is on Quant. Before I get into that, if you like any of the content that I'm talking about today or found anything of value, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And also please hit that notification bell to be notified when I come out with new content. So let's get into it. Looking at the overall fear and greed index before I get into Quant, we're still in extreme fear, and it's basically due to global economic issues, macroeconomics, micro events rather. And basically we're in a bear market and these added headwinds not helping the situation. But for long-term investors like you and me, extreme fear equals investing opportunity. So whenever I see extreme fear, that's when I'm going in on my favorite projects. Once it hits the greed mark, that's when you want to slow down and maybe start consider selling. But right now it's all about accumulating all the good projects. Consistent with bear market here, you see that BTC, Bitcoin still under 20, ETH, believe it or not, after the 2.0 and everything like that, still holding. People were calling for ETH to hit 700, 800, and it hasn't hit that yet. So ETH is staying strong. Solana's in the green, Polkadot's in the green. You see Avalanche, BNB, XRP, Cardano's taking a little hit. But overall, it's a mixed bag. Nothing really to go crazy about. Bear market, so just take a look at your favorite projects and start DCAing. Not financial advice. So we came here and we want to talk about Quant. So if we look at Quant, according to CoinMarketCap, it is ranked number 30. Current price at the time of this video is 184.23. So the market cap for Quant is about 2.2 billion, and 24-hour trading volume is about 116,000. So nothing great, but again, bear market, so low activity going on basically with most of these projects. I always take a look at social media. I want to see what type of traction the project has, and one of the best indicators as far as seeing what type of attention the project has is by looking at their social media following. So if we look here on Twitter, they have about 104,000 followers. Now Twitter, we know, is infamous for bots and all of that. But, they don't have that many followers yet. Something to think about. This is a project that, looks like it joined October 2016. Quant's been in the market or talked about since 2015. So that amount of time, and you see right here, they only have 104,000 followers. So it's a small portion of things, but something to consider. Then we look at their LinkedIn profile. They have about 13,000 followers. We look at their leadership. We have Gilbert Verdian, who is the founder and CEO, Peter Mariosans, who's the chief tech officer, Martin Hargreaves, chief product officer, and Lara Veridian, Veridian. She is the chief operating officer. Going into their backgrounds, the CEO, he has a background in Vocalink, which is a MasterCard company, as the chief information security officer. Also CIO of an ambulance company. So basically he has cybersecurity tech background, which is what you look for. You don't want someone, going into financial sector or crypto project and his background is in, marketing or Burger King or something like that. You want it to be related. If we look at Peter Mariosans, also he has, let's see here, founder director of Beer Essential Computer Services. Chief Tech Officer is for May 4th Holdings Limited, Director of IT, Senior Developer for Total Gas and Power. So again, he has security IT background. Like it. Martin Hargreaves, he is also, let's see here, he was with Vocalink as well, a MasterCard company, Vice President for Product Management, Director of Project Management, Head of Product and Strategy, and Managing Director and Principal Consultant. So he has a background in business as well as far as IT professional services. So nice. Now, if we look at Lara Veridian, she also has a background in looks like global market tech. So, if you add all those the leadership together, I think they meet the test for me as far as them being in the market space and the project, they know what they're talking about, and they have the background and experience maybe to solidify their ambitions and to make their things, their objectives happen. So I like it. Now I look at the website. Website looks pretty impressive. I kind of considered this was a decent project. Everything that I found, these guys mean business, and they're catering to a bigger audience. From what I can see, I think Quant is more of a B2B, business to business type platform, not more so, for me and, transaction to you. This is more global, and they want to cater to the financial sector. So looking at the website here, they say that they are empowered, interconnected world. We serve banks, asset managers, and other financial institutions, enterprises, and the tech partners and fintech developers who support them. So that's what they're going for. So after saying all of that, what is Quant? Quant is a blockchain network and operating system that was established in 2018. The primary purpose and use is to bridge the gap between various blockchains and applications, allowing them to plug in and out of the network's ledger. Quant can easily integrate ledgers such as Bitcoin and ETH to enable them to cross over and join as one using a unique technology known as the Overledger DLT gateway. As gradual acceptance of CBDC progresses, this type of technology will be advantageous. Quant is an ISO 222 compatible company along the likes of Ripple, meaning that in the future it will be providing technology that can enhance cross-border payments between countries. So that is in a nutshell what Quant is and what they aim to do, and a use case for Quant. So looking on their website as well, I looked at some more use cases that they present on their website. They say that they solve pressing problems in finance with solutions for digital currencies, payments, supply chain and trade finance, capital markets and compliance, as well as insurance. So Quant Network was founded in 2015 by Gilbert Veridian. Is built on the ETH platform. The company is based out of London. The QNT token is native to the Quant network, and the token provides access to the apps and services. The goal is to solve interoperability issues in the blockchain industry. It's referred to as the operating system and software that connects all blockchains. Also on the Quant network, you can have DeFi, DEXs, as well as blockchain games. So the tech, what is the tech that powers Quant? What makes it so unique? So they have the Overledger network, they have the Overledger DLT gateway, and MDApps. So not dApps, but MDApps. And I'm going to get into all three. So the Overledger network, it secures the transfer of info and data. On the network, it uses Overledger DLT to do this. When a user is connected, data can be exchanged within any two blockchains within the system. Overledger DLT gateway is made for large clients, as you can see from their website and who they cater to, that will be financial institutions. The goal is to assist with the interoperability between its distributed ledger system and networks, so it can allow smooth transfer of data securely. So IDs, NFTs, smart contracts. So when you're dealing with finances, your bank statements and anything of personal value and security, you want to make sure that information can't be hacked or no one can get to it. Protecting your personal information. And I think that's what they aim to do. And they want to integrate blockchain and financial institutions. They want to bring everything together. I'm digressing here, but as you can see, banks and, they're scared of DeFi and they're scared of crypto overall. And they know within a couple of years, the way technology is advancing, the adoption of crypto, that their days are numbered. So they have to do something to try to put their foot in the digital currency space. And I think CBDCs is a way of doing that. And I think a player like Quant, as well as Ripple can help them integrate into the space. So back to this. DLT also allows a smart contract to be written in any language. So that's positive. That's interesting. Now, what are MDApps? So it's unique to Quant and it allows dApps on as many blockchains as possible. This allows developers to experience different blockchains and having to deal with the restrictions placed upon them, because different blockchains have different restrictions. So MDApps basically allows dApps on as many blockchains as possible. So I think that's unique. It's positive. So having said all that, what is the use case still for Quant? And we have so many projects in the crypto space. What makes them separate? What makes them maybe worth investing in. And I put my finger on it, and I want to say that it's CBDCs. And one of the chief product officer for Quant, he had his intake as far as his perspective on Quant and CBDCs. He says consumers could use new smart contract functionality within CBDCs, similar to escrow, to automatically issue payment after the safe and secure delivery of goods or services. This feature would help people avoid the returns, reimbursement process, and access their cash. Merchants can see payments cleared and settled faster, prevent chargebacks, and gain a more accurate view of their accounts and stock. He also explored how businesses could gain new efficiencies in cross-border payments. In many places, cross-border payments fall. In experiments, central banks found that CBDCs could greatly simplify payments using secure blockchain architecture. These transactions could be made cheaper and quicker using fewer intermediaries and straightforward processes. Businesses could receive their funds faster, pay their supplies earlier, and take advantage of preferential rates as they appear. So what is a CBDC? If you follow, if you look at CNBC, if you look at CNN Business or whatever, wherever you get your financial information from, you can't escape CBDCs, especially with the way this global market's looking. We're facing global recession. Government has to find a way to try to control inflation because what they're doing now is not working. So according to Investopedia, CBDC basically is a central bank digital currency in digital form of the country's fiat currency. It is issued and regulated by a nation's monetary authority or central bank, hence the name central bank digital currency, CBDC. CBDCs promote financial inclusion and simplify the implementation of monetary and fiscal policy. As a centralized form of currency, they may not be anonymized transactions as some cryptos do. Many countries are exploring how CBDCs will affect their economies, existing financial networks, and stability. So how can CBDCs help a country's economy? Well, I highlighted this as CBDC and inflation. And you see here, one of the key components of implementing CBDC is it provides a country's central bank with the means to implement monetary policies to provide stability, control growth, and influence inflation. Influence inflation. That is the key. So this past Friday, or Thursday rather, the US, we had our CPI report, and the market was expecting that it would cool a bit, and that was not the case. So inflation jumped by 8.2% in September versus a year earlier. Consumers have seen prices for food, energy, and housing rise sharply over that time. And core inflation, which takes out food and energy costs, jumped to its highest level since 1982. All of that just means that everything that Jerome Powell and the Fed's been doing, and they've been warning, they said they need to see inflation come down. And if they don't see that, they're going to continue to raise rates. That's going to reflect in a strong US dollar, and that's going to hurt other fiat currencies around the world. All that equates to a global recession, and things will not look pretty in I guess the next 6 to 8 months. Things are going to be pretty rough. So I'm going to show you the global inflation rates around the world. This is by Charlie Biao. And just starting from 8% and higher, we see the US at 8.2, Ireland 8.2, Mexico 8.7, Italy 8.9, Spain 9, Portugal 9.3, UK 9.9, Germany 10, and you see the list. And I didn't even cover the 7%, which is not ideal. You don't want any economy dealing with 7% inflation. So it's not just US bound, not just a US problem, not just a UK problem. It's all over the world. So we look at all the countries that are thinking about CBDCs, and some have even launched it. I have a list here. You see that US, they're researching it. Nigeria has a pilot program. Jamaica, Bank of Jamaica has already launched theirs. So a lot of places are either researching it, launching it, or taking the final stages to launch it. Here we have other countries. You have Thailand, proof of concept. Australia researching. India still researching. Here we go to Taiwan, proof of concept. South Korea, proof of concept. Israel, proof of concept. So all over the world, everyone's researching. They're trying to implement it. They're trying to do something to control their economy and this inflation that's just running rampant. South Africa, Mexico, Argentina, Japan. It's all over, and that's why I think that's why I really think Quant is something to take a look at. I think, with them being, ISO compliant and what they're trying to do with financial institutions and big institutions, bring them into blockchain technology, I think they have a strong use case. Also, recently with Quant, they attended the Cybos 2022 forum, and it's where over 10,000 participants, they gather in Amsterdam and online, and basically they talk about the global financial community and steps to advance that, to limit economy downturns. And Quant was one of the speakers there. Quant and their representatives, leadership, they were there talking, and they're trying to argue their use case and why they believe that it should be used in the global community going forward. So that's big. Now let's take a look at the daily active users, daily active addresses and holders. So you see the current price 183. Current holders are 72.6 thousand. As far as 90-day active addresses, it went down to 27 by 27%. So down by 12.8. And that's expected. We're in a bear market. Not that much activity going on. So, things are kind of dormant at the moment, but they have about 72,000 holders. So that's that. So market cap, and market cap, tokenomics, and future price. So to me, this is what stands out. This is what really made me say, all right, let me take a look at this project because their tokenomics are great. Market cap is 2.5 billion. The fully diluted market cap is 3 billion. Max supply is 14.6 billion. Total supply, 14.6 billion. You hear that? Circulating supply is 12 billion. According to those numbers, they have better tokenomics as far as being deflationary than Bitcoin. So according to Wallet Investor, Quant is projected to hit 1877. That's a 10x from the current price today. So Quant, according to Wallet Investor, they're saying by 2026 it should hit this price. So a 10x by 2026. Could it do it quicker than that? I don't know. Depending on how the bull market goes in 2025 or whenever it is, hey, maybe it can go higher. So that's the tokenomics. Now there are some cons. Cons due to the type of market that is trying to attract and that it wants to do business with. It's totally centralized. There's no decentralized going on if you're dealing with banks, financial institutions. So that is concern, cause for concern. And another con is the traction. Like you saw, they had over less than 100,000 daily wallets or daily addresses. And then you have competitors like Algorand and XRP, and they have the traction. So Quant kind of has to make up groundwork if they want to compete with those guys. And I believe Algorand and XRP are also ISO compliant. So that's the competitor. Where I think they have the advantage, it ought to be the tokenomics. But, again, you need traction. If you want to gain in market share and you want the prices to go up, you do need some traction. And that's where they're lacking. My conclusion, although crypto is currently deemed as a risk asset, public and global businesses, they're starting to warm up to crypto, right? Crypto adoption is slow and steady, but I think in time it'll be fully embraced. Even people that were saying that, crypto was a Ponzi scheme or whatever it is, slowly but surely they're starting to come around to it. Heads of big companies have crypto. Tim Cook of Apple has crypto. Elon Musk has crypto. Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Mark Cuban from Shark Tank. And the list goes on and on and on. A lot of people. Tom Brady. Athletes want to be paid in crypto. So the adoption's coming. It's coming slow and sure and steady. And I think once regulation's in place, that's when the big money really come into crypto. So it's not going away. We in crypto, we believe in decentralization, right? We want everything to be decentralized. But central banks aren't going anywhere. And as you can see with their CBDCs, they're trying to get into blockchain technology and digital currencies as well. And so to an extent, I think we need central banks to an extent. I don't think they should be running everything, but you can't just have everything decentralized. You need something there as well, right? Global inflation will speed up the process for CBDCs, and I agree. I just showed you the list of companies, not companies, but countries all over the world. I can think of one that's not really into it. They're either researching it, starting to implement it, or it's already been implemented. So CBDCs aren't going anywhere, and I think that Quant can be a major player in this adoption, bringing central banks and blockchain technology together. So ISO 222 compliant, Quant is that, and they can help provide the tech that enhances cross-border payments. And tokenomics are great, less inflationary than Bitcoin, and I'm looking to accumulate at least 50. At this price is about 180, and I think we still have another leg down as far as Bitcoin and crypto market goes. And as soon as it hits a number that I feel comfortable with, I'm going to start DCAing into Quant. I think I personally, just with the tokenomics alone and their use case, I think it's worth having a bag of some Quant, and I think it'll pay off handsomely in the future. So guys, that is my review of Quant. And if you have any feedback, or if you want to see any other projects that I maybe haven't reviewed before, hit me up in the comments and I'll let you know if I can add that one to the list. And definitely I'll take a look at it. My guys, I hope you all stay safe. Thank you for your time. And again, if you found any of the content of value, please hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I come out with new content. Stay safe and stay well. Later.